Hi, I'm Woodpecker. Today I'm starting the structure of my new shop. I'll do the vertical post and the side plates. Finally, I received almost all the wood I need to build the structure of my new shop. Even if you just have a short glimpse, it's obvious those pieces of wood are not popsicle sticks. But all of these are just the most part of my structure. I'll need even more to complete it. In this episode, I'll be doing the vertical posts and the top plates. But before thinking about how to start the work, René and I must remove the long, heavy, 26 feet long beams from the top of the pile. For the first one, everything went smoothly. We were not that lucky with the second one. One of the ridiculous 2x8 broke in half, just like a popsicle stick. We were more careful with the remaining 3. After nearly 20 minutes, they were all moved to my sawhorses. Here you have a better view of them. After seeing this, I'm glad I didn't use 2x4s to build them, because these pieces of wood weigh more than 1,500 pounds. The first thing to do is to cut one end of a post straight. So I trace lines around the 8x8 and cut one side. Then I must turn it. This is not that bad. It's just shy from 250 pounds. Then I need to repeat this 3 times. The center where the saw can't reach is cut with a handsaw. Then the end is plain straight. The other side is much more difficult to trace. After marking and checking my mark for the scarf joint, I make the straight cut on both sides. Then with the saw rail, I make a plunge cut. It's really easy to know where to start the plunge with this saw, because there's a mark on the casting for the start of the blade cut. Then on the rail itself, you just place a stop so the saw can't go backward during the plunge. There's a similar mark for the end of the cut. The rest of the wood is cut with a reciprocating saw. When the cut is finished, I simply turn the beam and cut with a handsaw the small amount of wood I intentionally left so the wedge can stay in place. Then the surface is plain straight. At the end of the fifth one, tragedy struck. The wedged end ended up falling on my right big toe and fractured it. I'll spare you the details as to what my toe looked like, but I can show you the piece that fell on it. It's 27 inches long, or if you prefer, 90 centimeters. It weighs 32.5 pounds, or almost 15 kilos. Here's what happened. Instead of turning the beam after the power tool cuts, I left it sideways and cut the rest of the wood with the handsaw. And simply like this, the piece fell on my toe. I know I should have worn my steel toe cap shoes, but instead I wore my nice shop shoes. Now I can wear nothing but these ridiculous sandals. This accident slowed down my schedule. Now the only thing I can do is watch René move concrete blocks to make a small walls to hold the soil behind the shop. At least somebody at home can do something. To keep working on my shop, my son Frankie and his friend Sebastien come to help. Together they move the 10-feet beams so I can finish the side plates.
Their shit gets done. This guy.
But now I'm very careful not to let a single piece of wood fall on the ground, especially when I work with sandals. When all 8 pieces are done, they align them just like they will end up, so I can check if everything is okay. Then each joint is labeled so they won't get mixed up in the future. Then they're moved away from the shop floor. In the end, maybe it's not that bad to have a bad toe. This way, I can film all the other people working around me. Then it's time to cut the posts to length. One thing for sure, it's not the toughest job cutting the ends of 10 posts. Then I drill a hole in the center at the bottom of each post. To drill straight holes, I use this trick. Chad from Wood Chopping Time showed this in one of his videos. If you've never seen any of his videos, go and check them out. The idea behind this is to attach a length of string between 2 fender washers. When the drill bit is straight, the washers stay in place, but when the drill bit is crooked, the washer moves on the bit shaft. Enough fooling around. I have 9 other posts to drill. Then, with the same pattern I used to find the center of the posts, I mark the post center on the concrete. Then drill a small shallow hole. Then Frankie drills the half-inch hole. To keep the posts from moving on the foundation, I cut 10 small lengths of half-inch steel rod. The last thing to do on those posts is to stick and staple some waterproof membrane under each post to prevent the concrete from touching the wood. Here you can see all the pieces I need to make the sides structure of my shop. One day all these posts and beams will be installed and you'll be able to see it on the Woodpecker.